Let's have a glass of Lipton iced tea.
Lipton tea, the brisk tea. Delicious Lipton soups and tempting frosty desserts present author Godfrey's Talent Scouts.
Lipton soups are thrifty, delicious, yes indeed. Wholesome, homemade, frosty, you make with ease and speed. Refreshing Lipton iced tea is B-R-I-S-K. Now here comes author Godfrey, the talent's on its way.
And now, here's that man himself, author Godfrey.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, George Bryan, Jerry Bressler, and the orchestra. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so nice to see you. How's by you business, huh? All right? Business is good? What you got over there? Oh, Cobb's Corner. Well, bless my soul. Oh, it's so nice to see you. Every morning of my life, when I leave the Lexington Hotel to come to the studio, all those lovely ladies who work in Cobb's Corner come out and say bye-bye like this to me. Customers can go hang while they come out the door. It's so nice to see you. I'm glad you got in, all in the same place. Anything's for free, I'll let you know. Well, business is pretty good around here this lovely week. I've just been looking at some of the reports of business in the country for the year. You know, they look good. I was looking at the sales of the new TV sets, an all-time high. The first 4 months of this year, 2,152,000. Boy, that's a lot of TV. Corsets and girdles sales set a record, too. Yeah. That was also for the first 4 months of 54. Of course, now with warm weather, corsets and girdles start dropping off, but after that... Now, looking in the news for the week, we know now who the fastest man on Earth is. Dr. John Stapp. Dr. Stapp, a scientist with the Air Force. Maybe you saw that article in Collier's magazine, did you? Riding in a special rocket-powered vehicle, Dr. Stapp gets up to 421 miles an hour in 5 seconds. And then he slams on his brakes and comes to a complete stop in a half a second. Boy, oh boy. That is really traveling, isn't it, huh? A half a second. That puts 22 G's on his safety belt. Woo. And the rest of the week, some of the newspaper boys have been having a lot of fun with the Army McCarthy hearings in Washington all week. They were supposed to wind it up, but they haven't done it yet. They're waiting for the networks to find a summer replacement. But if you get confused, did you see in the paper the boys were having some real cute things about that? In the definitions they got. If you're watching those hearings on TV and you don't quite understand, you know, a fellow says, Mr. Chairman. Well, you know what that means? Turn the cameras this way, boys, please. The fellow says, my friend, that means my opponent. If he says, my learned friend, that means the dope. If he says, my distinguished friend over here, that means the terrible dope. If he says, I shall be happy to enlighten the gentleman, that means hold still for this one, you can, you. I shall have to refresh my recollection means I need time, Dad. Take it easy, will you? Take it easy. And if he says, please, sir, may I have your attention? That means, that's better. 2 cameras. That's fine. But they say that these hearings have caught on everywhere, even in Tin Pan Alley. Jerry, have you seen the new songs? Walter Winchell had a good one in his column. They got a new song now called Point of Order, Baby, I Love You. And then there's one called 3 Cones in a Fountain. Got a cute one. 3 Cones in a Fountain. You Are My Sunshine. Real cute. And they got a real cute one called Somebody Bad Cropped a Photograph. But anyway, if I can be serious with you for just a moment, I do hope that you can beg, borrow, or steal, or look when nobody's looking at this week's issue of Life magazine. Don't buy it now. Your neighbor has it. Go over on some excuse and borrow it. There's a very fine story in there that I want you all to read. You've all wondered about him. You wanted to know what kind of a guy he is. So you get a hold of this week's issue of Life magazine and you read this story on page 133 entitled Toughest Cop of the Western World. It's the story of General Curtis E. LeMay, Commanding General of the Strategic Air Command. Please get that article and read it. He's the most, well, you just read it, then you'll know. Now let's get to the Lipton Talent Scout show. I want you to meet our first talent scout with me. I haven't met her yet either. Her name is Miss Arlene Price. Miss Price? Well, how's my what?
Your pulse.
My Colts?
Your pulse.
Oh, my pulse. Well, take it.
I'd love to, but am I living?
Are you living? Yeah, you're alive, all
Good.
right. Yeah,
I
you're
just
right
want
here.
to know.
You want to hold hands with me?
I'd
Well, that's
love to.
okay. That's
Adore
fine.
it.
Let's get down here where the cameras can't see
Very
us.
good.
You know, somebody's liable to crop this photograph, and I don't want that to happen.
Not now. I'm looking.
Tell me, Miss Price, where do you come from?
Originally,
Yes?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. What town?
Glassboro, New Jersey.
Which town?
Glassboro, New Jersey.
Glassboro? Where's that?
Southern part of the state.
We have one citizen of Glassboro
Good,
here.
good.
You're a friend, I hope.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you do for a living?
Well, I'm a clothes horse in the Elizabeth Arden stable, but they don't ever enter me at Belmont.
You're a model for Miss Arden, are
Right.
you really?
Mhm.
Well. She's a very talented woman. She runs a cosmetic shop for a hobby and races horses for a living.
Right.
She sure does. Now, you model clothing for her.
Right.
I thought she only did cosmetics.
Oh, no, we have the most beautiful gowns in the world. As a matter of fact, I'm wearing one.
Well, as a committee of one, I'd say that was very pretty.
Good.
She does that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, where do you model them? For her in her clothing shop?
That's right, in the salon and usually around the country when I'm not too busy in the salon. And occasionally in Australia.
Oh, isn't that nice? You go to Australia on these tours? That's a pretty good job you've got. But most of the time you're in the salon,
That's
huh?
right.
It's amazing how times have changed.
But I just flew in tonight on a wing and a prayer with the boys that I brought from Memphis. The Blackwood Brothers.
Oh, what's the name of them?
Blackwood Brothers.
Blackwood Brothers. What are they?
They are gospel and spiritual singers, and they are really the hottest boys I've ever heard.
Where'd you find them?
I found them in Memphis. I heard them on WMPS, as a matter of fact. And WMPS, Memphis. The station manager is in the audience tonight from WMPS.
He's the man that made that applause a while ago, huh? All right. Now, these Blackwood Brothers, do you know where they've been on the radio down there, and what else have they done?
They've done a little television, and they have done a lot of personal appearances in the South and Southwest. And I think they ought to be heard all over.
Well, now, this program has the facilities to be heard all over. Whether anybody's listening all over or not is problematical. Well, we'll try, Miss Price, anyhow, thanks to you. Here they are in the Lipton Spotlight, ladies and gentlemen, the Blackwood Brothers.
Have you talked to the man upstairs? Have you talked to the man upstairs? Well, he wants to hear from you. Have you talked to the man upstairs? He'll always see you through. And trouble never troubles you, but don't you run and hide. And if you ever need a friend, he'll be there by your side. Just turn your eyes to heaven and say a simple prayer. Through clouds of lace, you'll see his face, no matter when or where. Have you talked to the man upstairs? Well, he wants to hear from you. Have you talked to the man upstairs? He'll always see you through.
Have you talked to the man upstairs? Well, he wants to hear from you. Have you talked to the man upstairs? He'll always see you through.
And trouble ever troubles you, well, don't you run and hide. And if you ever need a friend, he'll be there by your side. Just turn your eyes to heaven and say your simple prayer. Through clouds of lace you'll see his face, no matter rain or wind. And talk to the man upstairs, well, he wants to hear from you. Have you talked to the man upstairs? He'll always see you through. Have you talked to the man upstairs? He wants to hear from you. Have you talked to the man upstairs? He wants to see you through. And come on, don't you run and hide. And if you ever need a friend, he'll be there by your side. Just turn your eyes to heaven and say a simple prayer. Through clouds of space, you'll see his face, no matter when or where. Have you talked to the man upstairs? He wants to hear from you. Have you talked to the man upstairs? He wants to hear you through. Have you talked, have you talked, have you talked, have you talked to the man upstairs?
Boy, we ought to have a record of that tune, shouldn't we, huh? Isn't that something? Have you talked to the man upstairs? Oh, that's good. Rhythm is our business. Rhythm is what we say. Oh, that's so wonderful. We've had more fun with that Rhythm is our business here for the last week. Well, those were the Blackwood Brothers. The Blackwood Brothers. We'll have them back a little bit later. You'll excuse me a minute. I got to sell a little tea. Just a very happy little fella going to have a cup of tea. I got to tell you this story. My eldest son worked for the last year as credit manager for a large rubber corporation. One of their branch offices up in Massachusetts. Get a little experience, you know. And, well, he quit the job. You can quit applauding. But he said he met some characters, and he sure learned about human nature there, all right. These people coming around trying to keep their credit straight, see. And he said there was one fella came in, all out of breath one afternoon, very sorry and apologetic. He couldn't pay his bill. He says, sorry, I just lost my job this afternoon. He says, well, what do you do? He says, I'm a clarinet player. And I was a very happy fellow. Rhythm is my business, but I just lost my job this afternoon. He says. Boy, that's a happy Joe. If we could be like that all the time, we'd be all right, wouldn't we, Jerry? I never see you walking. You always walk around sad like a president of a bank that says no. That's some bunch we got over there. But look, Lipton is in the knife business again. Every year, you know, we have to have something to stimulate the salesmen and to get the grocers to make displays and, you know, to put the tea up there. Gosh, all the grocers are up to here in tea. They got to move it, you know. And we got to have some way to stimulate the sales. Now, everybody knows that there just isn't any more cooling, more delicious beverage than a glass of iced Lipton tea. But even so, in the summertime, it seems we have to stimulate a little bit, because if we don't, somebody else will out-stimulate us, see? So we have quite a deal here. Look at this. There is a steak knife. There are 4 of them in the package. A very nice little steak knife, a very fine steel, and that feels like a... Yeah, that's an edge, all right. And the point of it is serrated. Serrated, you know. Let's face it, it's all gummed up with marks in it. You know, like you do with the old man's razor when you try to open a can. But it's serrated, you know, so you can saw through those real tough steaks. It's a very fine knife, and the retail value of these things, bona fide retail value, is $2. That's 50 cents a piece for those knives, and that's a good price. They're very good. White, what kind of handles? I don't know, imitation ivory. Well, it wouldn't be ivory, not for 50 cents. Plastic, maybe, I don't know. But it's very good, and they have a bona fide value of $2, that we know, for the 4 knives. Now, here's the deal. You can have them for only 6 bits, 75 cents, plus the top from any Lipton tea or Lipton tea bag package. Any Lipton tea, this size or smaller, Lipton tea package, tear off the top, send it in, or the top from any Lipton tea bag package, any size. Send in the top of either of those 2 packages, Lipton tea packages, with 75 cents to Lipton Tea, Box 100, New York, 46, New York. Once again for the radio folks, Lipton Tea, Box 100, New York, 46, New York. Your name and address, and 75 cents, and the top from a box of Lipton tea. And those 4 knives, believe me, you'll be very proud of them, proud to serve them at your table, no matter who your guests may be. The next talent scout would be a Mr. Anthony Oricchio. I hope I pronounced that right. Is that right? Did I pronounce that right?
Oricchio.
Oricchio, that's right. I had
yeah.
it right. Oricchio, Anthony Oricchio. What do you do for a living, sir?
I'm a printer, Mr. Godfrey.
A printer here in New York?
That's right.
For whom do you work?
I work for Whitehall Press, downtown, 110 Greenwich Street.
Whitehall Press. What do they print?
Well,
Programs and things like
we specialize in ad work and reprint work.
I see.
4-color reprints, all advertising.
I see. Have you always been a printer?
Yes.
Since you were a young fella?
Over 20 years.
Over 20 years, uh-huh. Got any little printers?
No, 2 daughters.
2 daughters, huh? Well, how old are they?
One is 16 and one is 12.
Oh, I'll bet they're the light of your life, huh?
You ain't kidding.
Yes, gee whiz. Where do you live?
Up in the Bronx.
Up in the Bronx, huh?
Thank you.
Well, you got some of your friends down here tonight.
Yeah, tea over the rocks. Huh?
Your kids go to school up there?
Yes, they do. Yeah.
What school do they?
Well, Antoinette is 16. She goes to Evander Childs right now.
Uh-huh.
And Rosemary goes to PS 116, the Bronx there.
Did you go to school up there?
I certainly did.
What school?
Well, it's still there. It's a very old school, PS 13. It's on 216th Street. An old red schoolhouse.
Isn't that wonderful? An old red schoolhouse in the Bronx, huh? There's a good title for a song, Jerry. Why don't you write one about that? The little old red schoolhouse in the Bronx. A very good song, wouldn't it now, huh? Sure.
Sounds good.
Now, whom did you bring us, Mr. Oricchio?
I brought you Sal Febbraio, an accordionist.
Give me his last name again.
Febbraio.
Febbraio, huh?
That's the month of February in Italian.
Oh.
Can't forget it.
You say that Febbraio.
January, February, March.
Ah, yeah. That's a nice month because you don't need an ice box in that month.
I knew you were going to say that.
Sal Febbraio, huh?
Yes, that's
How long have you known this lad?
Well, I haven't known him too long. I watched him at the Rustic Cabin. He was appearing with Louis Prima. He was a soloist. And I think he has something. He plays his own conception, makes his own arrangements, and I think he's good. You're
For a
going to like him.
19-year-old boy,
He's
huh?
only playing 6 years. He won 3 scholarships, by the way.
He's
from this
19
group.
years old and only been playing 6 years.
6 years, and he won 3 scholarships in a row from the Ruggiero School of Music up in Mount Vernon.
Sounds like you got a lot of friends around here
not
tonight.
too many. Not too many.
Well, that's sure nice to meet you, Mr. Oricchio, and
Thank
we're very
you.
happy that you brought the young fellow. We'll
Thank
put
you
him
very
right in the
much,
Lipton
Mr.
spotlight
Thank
for
you.
you. Sal Febbraio. Well, you can see from here he just hates to play that, doesn't he? Boy, how he loves that instrument. Sal Febbraio, Febbraio. Febbraio. The next talent scout is Mr. Tony Macris. Hello there. Now tell me, did I mispronounce that?
Macris.
Did I do it right? Macris. That's Greek, huh?
That's right.
Born here in the States?
That's right.
Folks from Greece.
That's right.
Good. What do you do for a living?
Well, I worked in Banker's Trust in the evening.
Banker's Trust?
That's right.
Uh-huh. Have you ever been to your father's country?
Oh, yes. I was there 16 years.
Is
I
that
lived
so?
there. I grew up there.
Oh, where? In Athens?
In Patras.
Patras.
That's right.
Don't tell me you got people from Patras here. I'm a son of a gun. If you mention Thule in Greenland, there'd be somebody here. Oh, that's wonderful. No matter where you say you're from, there's always folks glad you came from there.
I guess so.
Which is very nice. So you're a banker, huh?
That's right.
Banks are wonderful institutions. I just love banks. They're glad to loan you money if you can prove you don't need it. Nice folks. Tell me, whom did you bring us?
I brought Miss Thalia Halkias, whom I met up in Juilliard School of Music. Of course, she studies up there, and she also studied in Trinity College of Music over in London and also in Rome.
Oh.
She did some radio work and nightclub work.
Now tell me how you pronounce her name again.
Macris. Tony
No,
Macris.
not your name.
Oh.
Your name. No.
The other name.
We got your name. Now let's get this out. How do you pronounce her name?
Thalia Halkias.
Thalia Halkias.
That's right.
Halkias.
That's right.
Halkias. Thalia Halkias. All right. Now she's a coloratura.
That's right.
And you met her at Juilliard.
That's
What
right.
were you doing there? You a student too?
I was a student, that's right.
What were you studying?
Violin.
Violin, is that so? Well, all right. Then she's got an aria for us tonight?
That's right. Yes.
Okay, we better get her on because the time is flying thanks to you, Mr. Macris Polikala Afgharisto.
Very good.
Okay. Here she is, Thalia Halkias.
Una voce poco fa qui nel cor mi risuonò, il mio cor ferito è già, e lindoro che il piagò, sì lindoro mio sarà, lo giurai, la vincerò. lascio reggere, mi può guidare, mi può guidare. Ma se mi tocca, signore, a ragionare, e 100 trapole prima di cedere.
Halkias. Oh, George, I thank you. Oh, that's so nice. I thank you. Look. This is orange frosty sherbet with a little piece of poison ivy on the top. The client has a silly idea that if I taste this stuff, it will influence you more to buy it. If he only knew how I don't like it, he wouldn't do that. Seriously, it is very good. And there are 4 kinds. Orange, lemon, chocolate, and vanilla. All come in envelopes like that. It's delicious. Will you try it? Lipton Frosty Dessert. We got to come quickly now, and you get me a winner, will you? Bring them out here in the order in which they first appeared. The Blackwood Brothers first. Okay. The accordionist, Sal Febbraio. And the coloratura, Thalia Halkias. Okay, we'll give it to the Blackwood Brothers.
Stay tuned for I Love Lucy on the CBS television network.
It's a great way to drive. Auto Club membership and exchange insurance provides peace of mind. It pays to belong. WKZO-TV, Kalamazoo.
Bulova, America's first choice in waterproof watches. This handsome Bulova CB has radium dial and hands, is unmatched for rugged dependability. Waterproof, shock-resistant, anti-magnetic, yet only $35.75. Waterproof when case, crystal, crown are kept intact.
Philip Morris, in the new exclusive Snap Open Pack, presents the Lucille Ball, Desi Arnaz show, I Love Lucy.